say again, Phil. Is to one of the ways to stop climate change in your atmosphere is to spray reflective particles, alumina, gold, that sort of thing. And what will happen is that the sun rays, in layman's terms, the sun rays will hit the particles and then shoot back. So it doesn't actually hit the earth, it doesn't hit the sea, it doesn't evaporate anything, it doesn't cause climate pressure. So this was actually figured out about like 3 or 4 years ago. Might have been longer, I don't know. But
that you could use gold to put in the atmosphere to reflect back and help with global warming.
But Zecharia Sitchin, he made that claim. What
in the theory, like
in the
I don't know how long
50s,
ago, but not long, like a long time ago.
About 10 years, 50 years ago. Before the science was available. So back then he made this theory, and it's actually possible that
Anyway, he actually got all this. This isn't just a crazy theory he's just come up with out of nowhere, although it might be, who knows. But he actually got all this from the Sumerian ancient texts and all that. The Sumerians were the first human civilization that actually are based in Iraq. Which kind of, side note, there is a theory that is why the Americans are there now, because they realised the potential for that area to be explored more and for our true identity to come out. And they've actually, one of the first things that the Americans did apparently was in Iraq was go and burn down the library, which contained a lot of ancient texts on this sort of thing.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact. They
actually went and burnt down the whole library.
They burnt down the library, yeah. They stole all the books and burned down. So that's all. That
whole Middle East situation has got to be...
I'm going to finish this a bit for a while. So... Then
Can you just explain what the Anunnaki... So the Anunnaki had problems in their atmosphere. They needed gold. Gold wasn't being able to produce on their planet.
They can't be fucked mining it. They realised the benefits of having slaves, so they create this super race, us, hominoids / alien race, Homo sapiens, to mine it for them. And they were going to return at some point and come and collect their gold, and that's supposed to happen now. Is that 2012?
And don't they live on Nibiru? They
live on Nibiru, I think.
Apparently they live on Nibiru, and every so many... But unfortunately, they're going to come back and realise that we got nukes. And we're not going to go quietly. No, we can probably just shut our brains up. So then there's the fact that the galactic alignment... Did we go over that already? No, we haven't really been over it properly. No, not at all.
Okay, so this is probably one of the most... basic things of the reason of the 2012 thing, which is, I think it's the main Mayan astronomical point of it. The galactic alignment is basically a 26,000 year or 25,700 year cycle that the Earth goes through in terms of its precession of the equinoxes. So the wobble that it has as it has that many cycles of itself, that like a spinning top. And as it moves through the galactic plane, I don't know, some crap, but anyway, we're at the point now of a cycle end and a cycle beginning. So that's sort of where the whole Mayan calendar thing comes in, because that's where they actually get their figures from in creating their cyclical calendar, is the 26,000 year thing. And they have a different sort of way of counting than we do, and it's quite amazing what they came up with.
Well, before the Zacharias, you told me that, because I didn't think that, because I originally, like fucking 3 years ago, read about Planet X Nibiru causing a polar shift because of the gravitational pull on the core of our Earth.
Yeah, sure.
So if that came into our... And so basically, fellas, if that planet comes into our solar system, causes a polar shift, which means we're fucked, and then the aliens come down. Okay,
you come and get our gold.
We're going to be back in the fucking mines again. I can tell you.
They don't even need to kill us. They just come and they've already got natural disasters.
That's what Prometheus. That's Prometheus. If you ever seen, did you watch Prometheus?
No.
Oh, you're fucking crazy. It's a shit movie. But anyway, it's all right. But that was the overall concept of the prelude to the aliens is that a fucking intelligent being who they were dying on their planet, and they came down and they seeded life on Earth, and then they left a message, and we went to their planet to to go, well, we want to find out who our creators are, and then they just kill us. They try and kill us. Well, why would they fucking kill us? I don't know. It's just silly fucking... But anyway.
It was,
and then the aliens created.
Just before I go on, Sean, do you want to just explain one other theory about what 2012 could mean, and it's the Illuminati and the New World Order coming about. So this is just another aspect of things.
To be honest, out of all of them, this might be the biggest conspiracy of all. Even aliens, I would more believe aliens come.
Oh no, aliens I firmly believe are here.
No. Let's get this right. Everyone can shut this off and never listen to us again if you were afraid of the fact of aliens being in existence right now, because aliens are, I think, just they're here. They've always been here. Once again, if you the one thing you can, sorry, let me just get this out. The one thing about UFOs, okay, you can guarantee about, okay, from what we heard in the podcast the other day, is one thing about UFOs, I have never touched one and I've never seen one. Okay, and I can't do any tests on one because I'm not a scientist and I don't have one in my possession. So UFOs might be a make-believe thing, but the experience of UFOs with human beings is completely and utterly real. There is absolutely no denying the fact that UFOs actually exist. Now, whether aliens are on a UFO...
From other people's stories.
From other people's stories. Now, unless there's 100 million person worldwide conspiracy on this topic, then I'll be open to interpretation of that. But the fact is, the experience of UFOs that humans have around the world, from every country, on every continent, is completely and utterly accurate. They all say the same shit. They all see the same things. Okay, so that is factual.
Yeah.
Okay. I needed to get that
That's
out,
all right.
because that's an extremely important point.
We'll have a whole podcast on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so... that is another 2012 thing, though, that the presence of aliens will be revealed this year by the governments. Okay.
Well, there's actually people out there. Stephen Greer, the Disclosure Project. Okay. If you don't believe in ghosts, probably don't get down this path. Okay. If you don't believe in the spiritual world, if you don't believe, look, there's all these little. I find with this sort of stuff. Sorry, Tessa, I know you've got a lot to say, but I'm just going to keep fucking bumping you off. But there's all these little.
Just have a drink.
For all these conspiracy theorists, or what conservatives like to call conspiracy theorists, or what people who like to live in this physical reality like to call conspiracy theories. There's always little sort of hurdles they have to get to start believing in this crazy stuff.
Yeah,
and usually these little hurdles are like, well, okay. Oh shit! I don't feel. It's a dark room, and you feel something brush up against you. And you're like, "What the fuck was that?" I'm going down the hole.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and you're like, "What the fuck was that?" And some people go, "Well, I actually felt there was something in that room," and other people go, "Oh, it's just my brain playing tricks on me." Once you get over that little hurdle, and you actually go, "Actually, I think there was something in that room," then other things start being made possible. All right. Once you start believing that 9/11 could have been an inside job by the government,
then you're fucked. Okay, that is where it starts.
Then you start believing that.
That is it.
Hold on. Was Pearl Harbor an inside job? Not an inside job, but did they actually know what was going to happen at Pearl Harbor and they just let it happen so they could then become part of the war?
Listen, once you start doubting the government, everything else falls apart. What
happened in Libya? Is WikiLeaks right, or are they just renegades out there trying to fucking disrupt the status quo? You start asking these questions, then all these little fucking hurdles start becoming this big waterfall, and then you're like,
and then you get even more confused, and then you don't know anything at all. And you'll never know.
Then you start connecting the dots. And when you start connecting the dots, my friends, that's when your life starts to become magical. And anything is possible.
I don't know, or it just becomes really confused.
No, I'm not confused. I'm not confused about anything. I know what I see and I know what I hear, and that's all that I need to know. As long as I don't question myself, then that's fine.
I just like thinking about this sort of shit. Alright, so now we've got fuck Nostradamus off. He's a cunt. We'll forget
No,
about it.
Nostradamus is not a cunt. Let's just quickly touch on it. I don't want to speak about this song any more than it has to be. What was that message I sent you?
Yeah, it was. That was
so when the Gangnam Style song, if on the 21st, so it should be in the next 24 hours sometimes. If it hits a billion views, Nostradamus predicted.
He predicted, from the calm morning the end will come. When of the dancing horse the number of circles will be 9. Korea is called the country of the calm morning, and the Gangnam Style song, which
It's a dancing horse,
is a horse dance, and the 9 circles, as in 1 billion views on YouTube.
So that is the most actual logical conclusion to the end of the world I've heard. that is the most logical, because I don't believe there's a planet. I would have fucking seen it. There's got to be somewhere. You know what I mean? If there's a planet coming into our solar system, you got to see it. But like, the fact that if that song, let me just say this for 1 second. If that song hits 1 billion views, I fully will put my hand up and say the human race has failed. Okay? We have completely and utterly failed in our quest to be some sort of enlightened being on this planet. If I've got 1 billion views, like even 500 million of people watch that song twice, the human race can go to fucking hell.
If anything makes people go, alright, I'm going to commit suicide, all the human race is fucked, we're fucked, we should, give up now. That's
the commercial nature of advertising has ruined our fucking existence. Fucking Gangnam Style. I actually watched it. I watched it today. I actually decided to put a view in for myself. I was like, I'm going to put a view in. Yeah, I'll put a view in. I was like, I'm going to fucking watch it once just to see it. And you got this Asian dude going, this Asian dude with this awful electro music behind it, just going, Gangnam Style. It's fucked. It's fucked. You actually got to watch it.
Yeah, alright.
Some people just watch this shit all day.
I don't know.
They're the people listening, I bet.
Don't pay them out. They're the fucking only people who
They're the only people who want to hear our shit.
Bother to go online to actually listen to our crap.
Anyway.
Okay, now just give us a rundown of the New World Order, Shawnee, and Illuminati.
Well, look, so the New World Order is a so the Illuminati, to start with, going back to the source, the Illuminati is, I think I don't know if it's an actual name that they gave themselves. I don't think it is. I think it's just a name. But there's the Berkowitz group.
The Bilderberg.
The Bilderberg group. The Bilderberg. Fucking hell.
The Berkowitz. They got real good fucking oak tables and mahogany drawers.
Yeah, mahogany drawers. And then
the Berkowitz.
Grimace is sitting, tapping his hand at the end. Like, I don't know why Grimace
staffs.
Grimace became a part of that.
Can we get a staff? And every time I want to speak, I'm going to
Yeah.
Get one.
Fuck, where was I? Alright, so
Bilderberg Group.
The Bilderberg Group, so it's a similar sort of thing. You got a lot of very influential CEOs of companies all over the world that control a lot of, resources. And when you do a bit, and it's not hard to believe, because when you do a bit of research,
you'll notice that only 3 corporations own every single media company.
Pretty much all the media, and then 3 corporations own pretty much all the grain and corn in all, like, the third world and all. So you've got these massive corporations that are not publicly known to be pretty much the reason you're allowed to keep living. You're allowed to keep believing what you believe. Then it's not hard to believe that they might have some sort of intention to meet every now and then and talk about what way they think the world should be going.
Yeah.
For their own political power, invested fucking economic interess.
They might just actually be doing a damn good job running the company, which feed us.
They might be doing a real good job looking after the quality of human life on the planet. I know.
Their
role. Anyway, I'm a fucking pessimist when it comes to big corporations and them doing good for the world. But anyway,
I'm not saying good. They're just doing what they're supposed to do.
So look at, and if you're talking about conspiracies, that's a big one, because if they're meeting, well, they do meet. The Bilderberg Group meet once every 6 months or so, and they meet, and a lot of major CEOs of big companies around the world meet to talk about, to conspire to either stay in power
We'll use that word. That's a good word.
well, that's a good word to use for that because
They're conspiring.
They're actually conspiring to either stay in power or control more or whatever. So that is where the concept of the new world order comes into play, and then you can relate it back to maybe the most major occurrence of what the new world order